Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today we are going to be making a card using some papers and some little bits and pieces, some little odds and ends, but all inspired by this. And I got a pack of these. As you can see, they're different each side and slightly different for each one as well, different ones. So I picked out two that have got the lilac and this sort of peachy pink on it, and actually on the other side it's got something completely different, but we're going to be using that side. And these were a gift, and these as well, from my cousin Jenny. You may have seen me refer to her before and linked her channel, because she also has a YouTube channel, and I'll link that again for you if you want to go ahead and check her out. But these were a gift from her, and I thought I really want to make something using these. So the whole card has been inspired by these little floral, I don't know if they're like resin or what they are. They're really, really nice anyway. So that's where we are with those. So I picked out a couple that are the colours I want, and I've got some other bits and pieces. So let's stop the chit chat and get cracking with the crafting. Okay, so the first thing I've got is a piece of A4 card, which is obviously very sparkly. The sparkle is completely encased. This is a hunky-dory cardstock, so you don't end up with lots of sparkle all over your hands or anything. It's A4, but I want to create a square card, but I'm hoping to get it to fit into a 6x6 envelope, but obviously because we've got those bits that are going to go on the front, we want it a little bit smaller. So I think the A4 is going to work really well without having to do my easy peasy card method or using a base card of 6x6. So I think we can manage to make this work. Now A4 is a pain with regard to sizing, so I tend to just fold and then go from there with it, because trying to actually size it is quite difficult. So we took our card and we snipped a small amount off this way. I thought I was filming it. I wasn't. So I took a little bit and I snipped it off. It's literally like that, to create a 5 3/4 crossways. And then I turned it around and I snipped this bit off, which looks a bit messy now, and that again to 5 3/4, so that we have a 5 3/4 square card. So that's what we've got here. We've got a little bit of cracking on the top here, so I'm just going to take that and just smooth it. There we go. And then the other side as well. And now that looks fine. It's not, I think it's probably because it's slightly older now. Hunky-dory doesn't, unless it's not hunky-dory and I've got it completely wrong, but normally doesn't crack. I'm pretty sure it is. So I suspect it's just because it's slightly older, but I think by the time we finished it will be fine. I'm just trying to decide which way around. I might go sideways for a change. Okay, so now what we've got is this for the inside. Let's do it like that, and then we can mark it. I think that's probably safer. I'm trying to fold it. I thought I could fold it, but it's just not wanting to play ball. So let's fold it there first of all. Just make sure it's nice and straight. There we go. So that's going to go in there like that. And then we want to take that and mark it about here, and then snip that down to size. There we go. Oh, and we need to take that edge off that we don't want. There we go. So that's going to look really pretty on the inside like that. So let's take our tape pen. Now, I always say you want to stick it down on the leading edge, so put your adhesive, just a line of adhesive, on that edge that's going to be on the front of your card, because then as you open the card pulls the insert open. If you do it, which is common, if you do it on the back here, as you open the card, the insert stays closed and then somebody has to fiddle around and open the insert. So I'll show you what I mean when it's done. So we line it all up, making sure it's nice and even. And then stick that down. And then as we open the card, it pulls that open. So these came from these two paper pads. I just got these off Amazon. They were just a cheap set off Amazon that I found. But they're actually really nice papers. Okay, I didn't realise it didn't have a pull out. It's actually got a line that you can snip along, and I hadn't realised, but it didn't matter because what I'm going to do is cut out anyway, so it's not a big deal. But you've got some really nice colours all the way through, and the same. And I think there's also stripes as well. So really nice set, and actually nice paper, not bad at all considering the price. So I was really pleased with that. So what I want is, that's 5 3/4. So let's try, I think 5 1/2 will be too much. So let's try 5 1/2 to start with, just to see. I think we need 5 1/4. Is that 5 1/2 there? That way, yeah. Let's try 5 1/4. That's possibly okay. We'll try 5 3/4 square, and then if that's not quite right, we can always take it down a little bit more. But I'd rather have it too big and have the option to go down. So that's that piece, and it's two-sided, and then we're going to do the same with this fella. Okay, so I cut this one down to 5 by 5, and this one's still at 5 3/4 because it just didn't quite work. So I want that sort of like that, so it's slightly going over the edges. Let's stick that down. Now you need a wet glue for this because it's a coated cardstock. I've got my hot glue gun on already anyway. I don't know why I turned that over, it's the same colour each side. There we go. Put that like that. And then that goes, I want that one like this. So it's very slightly overhanging. Okay, so then we've got this piece, which is going to go that way. Happy with that? So now we want to stick some of our bigger elements down. I'm going to start with this little paper clip though, because I do like that. And then stick that down like so. Ooh, hot. Obviously, being hot glue. Okay, so now we want to position our little flowers. So probably like that. So let's just take this, again, a bit of hot glue, just watch those fingers because that's something that I'm not good at. Pop that down. That's what I love about hot glue, even though you get like all these spider webs. It just sticks straight away. It's so much easier. and it stays put. So for something like heavier like these, it's not going to be going anywhere. So now I want to get my sentiment down. This is from a Hunky Dory set, and then we'll put that like that, and it says wishing you a very happy birthday. And then obviously on the inside it says it's your day, celebrate in style. I've got this little button that I had I had 4 little jars. They're so cute. Mum got them from a charity shop. She found them. They're 4 different colours, and it just so happens that there was a purple one that was a perfect match. So that's going to go in there. And then I've got this gorgeous little cabochon, which I'm going to pop in there. Hopefully it will stick. I think they're going to put a nice big blob of glue and hope that that works. And then we'll put a little bit on the back of this as well. Go. That's stuck down, so we had enough glue in there to get that stuck. That's good. Take a minute to dry, I think, that one. Now this one has a little bump on the back, so that should be a little bit easier to stick down. And then again we'll just put a tiny bit on the back here just to help the two things come together nicely. And then we pop him in there. And I just think that brings those papers and the little flowers together really, really nicely. I like that. Right, so we've got him, and that one I want kind of there maybe. This that I thought would go up here, just in that bit there. And then I've got another one, another sparkle, which I thought would go up there and finish that off nicely. Let's sort this out though. I'm not happy with that bit. Yeah, that's better. Happy with that. Okay, so we're just going to use a hot glue gun again to stick these down. Oh, that was a little bit more than I meant, but maybe we'll use a bigger gem, because I think, I don't know if that's going to look right though. That one there, because that was a very big blob of glue that I didn't mean to do, but I think that still looks okay. And then, do we want that little one there, or do we want... We want just one smaller one, because now I've sort of changed my design a little bit. Yeah, I like this little flower. Let's take the backs off this with a pair of scissors. Let's do one part at a time. Oh, I like that on there. Yeah. Like that. So this was just a little brad that I had. I've got a little pot full of little brads, all different ones. So I just grabbed one from there. So we'll stick that down, again using the hot glue gun, although the brad's kind of stuck itself down. Okay, so that's the card for today, all inspired by that one beautiful resin flowers. I just think they're so pretty, and I hope you like the finished card as much as I do. So if you have, please don't forget to do all the usuals, you know, thumbs up, subscribe, all that malarkey. And also, if you want to check out Jenny's channel, I'll put a link to that below as well. And in addition, I will put a link to the blog post that goes with this video so you can see photos, etc., to have a better look at it. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.